Hi everyone, myself Shibin Krishna. Today I will be going to give the training on pulse laser deposition techniques. The pulse laser deposition is basically using for depositing materials. Here we are basically using oxide semiconductors which include gallium oxide, aluminum oxide and nickel oxide films. Now I will going to give a brief overview about the system parts. First of all, this is the pulse laser system having the wavelength of 248 nanometer, and this is the controller for the system, for the laser system, and this is the main chamber which is associated with the many components, which includes the laser heater where we can heat the substrate to a temperature of 1200 degrees Celsius, and this is the electron gun for the RED, reflection high energy electron diffraction, and just parallel to that this is the camera for recording the diffraction pattern from the RED gun, and these two are the pumps for getting the high vacuum. This is the rotary pump, this is the turbo molecular pump where we can get the ultra high vacuum. Now let's come to the software part. This is the software which is used to control the PLD system, which is pulse laser control system. When you double click it, it will open this window where we can manually operate many things, which includes target motor, substrate rotation motor, system shutter, laser and laser windows, turbo controller, laser heater, MKS gauge, mass flow controller. So I'll be going to explain it briefly each and everything one by one. And the another window which is basically used for editing the routine, that means to prepare the recipe for the growth. Here we can add and remove the different parameters and to make the recipe. So once you make the recipe from here, we can input those recipes here and start the growth. So this is the basic process for the PLD growth. So now I will be going to explain how to load and remove the sample. So for that, first of all we need to, since the system is in ultra high vacuum, so we need to vent the system. So first of all we need to isolate this chamber. For that we need to close this gate valve. So anti-clockwise rotation is closing the gate valve. Now we have isolated this chamber with this turbo. Also make sure that there is another gate valve here. This is for the RED gun, which should also be closed before venting the system. Now from here, from this window, you can see what is the vacuum level in this chamber. Now it is 2.4 into 10 to the minus 6 for the main chamber, and for the RED chamber it is 2.1 into 10 to the minus 8. Now in order to vent the system, we're gonna do to vent the system. For that we need to open this turbo controller, then turn off the turbo. Just update it, then it will be gonna switch it off. Now after turning it off, we need to wait the rotation speed to comes to 0, then only we can take out the sample. Yeah, now we're gonna vent the system. For that we need to have a nitrogen gas here, so make sure that there is some pressure over here so that we can vent the system. So those nitrogen is coming directly to this chamber. So there is one valve here, we need to open it. This is for nitrogen, this is for oxygen. So I will be going to open this one. So now you can hear some sound. Then after that, carefully open this valve. Also have a look at the monitor pressure, then carefully open this one. Then you can see that the pressure is going the higher value, that means it is going to the atmospheric pressure. Yeah, now the system is vent. Now we can take out the sample and introduce our new sample. So this is the sample holder. This is sample holder to take out the sample. This is our substrate holder. So this sample is clamped in by two clamps. So we need to release these clamps and this is the heat absorber. On the below that we have the sample. So once you get the sample, place it properly in a sample box and label with a specific number. So now we have the prepared sample for the next growth. So we will be going to introduce in the sample holder. So for this sample, the dimension is 1 by 1 centimeter, and this sample holder is specific for that one, for 1 by 1 centimeter. And place this absorber on the top of it and also tighten these clamps. Now it will looks like this one, and the front area it looks like this one. Since to avoid some particle, we need to blow off with a nitrogen gas. Yeah. Now we can introduce to the chamber. Place this sample holder in this holder like this. Then carefully and gently introduce into the chamber. Yeah, now the sample holder is placed perfectly on the stage. Next, we have to measure the laser energy on the target. So we use this power meter to measure the laser energy on the target. So this is the power meter and this is the sensor. So right now we are going to turn on the laser. So we need to wear the optical 7D goggles. So take this one. Since it is taking almost like 7 to 8 minutes to settle down, so we have to wait for that one. Yeah, it will show some time, almost like 9-10 minutes to stabilize this laser. So it will come down to 0, then we can start operating this one. Since this is the pulse laser of krypton fluoride of 248 nanometer wavelength, so how we can switch on this laser? There is a main power supply here, so we need to rotate it clockwise direction, then it will turn on this light. Then there is a key here, so we need to turn it on the clockwise direction to switch it on. And so once it is switched on, from here it will show you some time. Now the controller is stabilized. Now we can start operating this one. For that, first we have to press run, then execute. Then it will start blinking, start showing a red color light here. That means the laser is ready to operate. So now we're gonna start lasing it and measure the laser energy on the target. First of all, go to the laser and laser window actuator, then give some 30 pulses of laser and start ablating. So when the laser is running, then we can hear the sound. Now we gotta measure the laser energy. Carefully place this sensor on the laser path. Now you can see the laser energy reading on this multimeter. So this is the exact energy that is on the target. So that means it's around 107.6 energy right now on the target. So we need to note down this value on our logbook. So we have to note down those value here. So we had supplied 291 millijoule and we are getting over there 107.6 millijoule. For turning off the laser, we just have to press run and execute. Then the red color light will be switched off. Now we have introduced our sample and also measure the laser energy on the target. Now we have to pump the system to get the vacuum. So for that we need to go to the control panel, then turbo controller. Here it is still 358, so we need to wait it until 0 to start the turbo again. So in meanwhile we can stop the pumping for the rotary. Now the rotary is stopped, so once it is reached 0 we can start pumping it. Completely switched off, that means the rotation speed is 0 hertz. Now we can start pumping the chamber. So first of all we can open this gate valve. So now the pumping system is connected to the main chamber. Lock this one, then turn off this pump. Now it is pumping this chamber, complete chamber, by using this pump. So you can see the vacuum change here in this window. It is start reducing to the lower value. Now the pressure is 2.5 into 10 to the plus 2. Once it is reached 5, 10 to the minus 1, we can start pumping by using the turbo. Right now it is pumping by using this one. So once it is reached 5 into 10 to the minus 1, we can start using this one. Now as the pressure is less than 5 minus 1 torque, we can start the turbo. So before starting turbo and rotary, make sure that these valves are closed. These two valves are closed. Okay, now I am going to start the turbo. So this is the window for the turbo controller. So we just have to click on and update. Then it will turn into on. So once the turbo is on, it start pumping it, and you can also see the frequency of turbo is increasing. So once the turbo start working on it, that also reflects the pressure here. It will quickly comes to lower vacuum, better vacuum. Now it is in 10 to the minus 3, minus 4. Yeah, now it is getting better vacuum than previous one. So now we can look into the other system parts, which include target motors. This is the window for the target motors, where we can specifically put some target over there. Then there are different targets. As we can see from here, we can place different target in this chamber. Right now we can place 4 targets, and here we can tune the rastering parameter for specific target as well. So I am not going to the detail about this one. I will just show you an overview about this one. Now moving to the other one, substrate rotation motor. By using this window, we can rotate the substrate clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. By clicking this one, we can rotate it. Now another window is the system shutter. So during the growth, we need to open the shutter, and after the growth, we need to close it. So this window is basically using for closing and opening the shutter. Then the next window we will be going to discuss about the laser controller. Here we can specifically put some number of pulses we need to laser it. So we can give 50, 100 according to our requirement. Then we can start using it. Start and stop. Now other window is the turbo. Right now we already use it. Laser heater. This is basically making for recipe, for the reheating recipe. Here you can specifically give some values like 300 degrees Celsius. Then heat ramp up to, we can go here up to 1200 degrees Celsius with a ramp rate of maximum ramp rate is 50. So here we can make the recipe of heating. The other window is gauge. This window is basically for measuring the vacuum unit. So we have 2 different vacuum unit. One is for measuring the lower vacuum and another is for high vacuum. So we normally don't use this one. The pressure will always show in this window. Finally, the window for this one is mass flow controller, where we can specifically pass oxygen, nitrogen and argon in a specific amount by using the mass flow controller. So these are the manual controller for this system. Now this routine editor, in the editor window, the routine editor is for preparing the recipe. Let's open one recipe we have already prepared. This is N-type gallium oxide growth on sapphire. I will explain each steps of the recipe. First of all, as you can see from here, there are 4 steps involved in this recipe. The first step is pumping down to 5 into 10 to the minus 6. That means the system will pump down to 5 minus 10 to the 6, then only the recipe will start. Right now the pressure is 6 into 10 to the minus 6. So if we start this recipe, then it won't start it, because it has given a value of 5 into 10 to the minus 6. Then after reaching this value, then only it will start. The next step is the heating the substrate temperature to 700 degrees Celsius. So as I shown in the previous window, we can make the recipe for the heater. So we can upload this recipe for the heater, then we can load it. Here right now we have loaded 700 degrees Celsius one. Then this is actually the growth window where we are lacing on the target and depositing the material on the substrate. Here there are different parameters which include the specific position of the target, number of pulses, and the mass flow controller from which gas we are passing and how much amount of gas is passing. And this is actually the main growth recipe. Finally, after the growth, it is cooled down to the room temperature one. So this recipe includes 4 steps. So I just shown you as a demonstration for this recipe, and this is how the recipe works. So once you have the recipe, you have to start the recipe by using this window. Start, control panel, load the recipe which we have already prepared. So load it, then start routing. So once you start routing, you start to do all the steps process which involved in last time it is involved in 4 steps. So it will pump down to 5 10 to the -6, then heat up to 700 degrees Celsius, then deposit, assemble, and cool down to room temperature. So that's a complete process for the PLD system. So once the process is finished and the temperature is cooled down to room temperature, we can see the temperature from here. This is the temperature window. We can see the temperature from here. Once it's cooled down to 0 temperature, I mean room temperature, we can do the same procedure what we did already, like turn off the turbo, turn off the rotary, close the gate valve, and vent by using nitrogen gas. Then we can take out the sample and repeat the process again. That's it.